Famous people. Leonardo da Vinci. Who was Leonardo da Vinci? Leonardo da Vinci was an artist, inventor, and scientist. Many people think he was the best painter of all time. His most famous painting is the Mona Lisa. He was good in many things like building, history, inventions, map-making, math, music, science, sculpture, and writing. Da Vinci drew many inventions like a parachute, a tank, and a helicopter. Early years. Leonardo was born in Italy in the town of Vinci. This is how he got his name, Leonardo da Vinci. Da means from. He was born on April 15th, 1452. His father, Piero, was a wealthy and important man. Leonardo lived with his mother, Caterina, for the first 5 years of his life. Later, he started to live with his father and his grandparents. Studies. Leonardo was taught Latin, math, reading, and writing. He liked painting from an early age. There is a story that a man from the village brought a round shield to Leonardo's father because he wanted someone to paint it. His father gave the shield to Leonardo. He painted a scary-looking monster. It was so good, his father sold the shield to an art shop. Then he bought another shield that was already painted and gave this shield to the man from the village. Training. When he was 14 years old, Leonardo became the trainee of the best painter and sculptor in Florence. This was an important city not far from where Leonardo was born and raised. The artist's name was Andrea del Verrocchio. Leonardo learned many things here like drawing, painting, and sculpting. There were other famous artists who were trainees of Verrocchio at the same time. Early work. Leonardo finished his training when he was 20 years old. His father set up a workshop for him, but Leonardo kept working with Verrocchio. He helped Verrocchio finish a painting called The Baptism of Christ. There is a story that Verrocchio liked Leonardo's work on this painting so much that he put down his brush and never painted again. The first piece of art that Leonardo finished by himself was a pen and ink drawing of the Arno Valley, the home of the city of Florence. The most powerful family in Florence. At this time, the Medici family was a very powerful family in Florence, and the city of Florence was one of the most important cities during the Renaissance period. Renaissance means new start. It was a time when many things were being discovered, invented, and created. Leonardo lived with the Medici family and was studying in the school set up by the Medici family. But Leonardo did not stay here long. He was about to be sent to Milan. The Lyre. Leonardo was not just a painter. He was also a musician and an inventor. When he was in Florence with the Medici family, he created a lyre. A lyre is like a harp, but Leonardo's lyre was special. He made it in the shape of a horse's head. When the leader of the Medici family saw this beautiful lyre, he asked Leonardo to take it to Milan. He wanted Leonardo to give the lyre as a gift to the Duke of Milan. He asked Leonardo to do this to make peace between Florence and Milan. Milan. Leonardo worked in Milan for 17 years. Milan was also an important city during the Renaissance. While he was in Milan, Leonardo was asked to do 2 paintings, which would later become very famous. The first one was called The Virgin of the Rocks. The Virgin meant Mary, the mother of Jesus. The second painting was called The Last Supper. Later, when the French army attacked Milan, Leonardo, his assistant, and one of his friends quickly left and moved to Venice, another important city in Italy. Working for the Pope's son. Leonardo did not stay in Venice for long. He started to work for the son of Pope Alexander VI. Maps were rare at this time, and Leonardo drew maps for him. After this, Leonardo moved back to Florence and then back to Milan, where many of his students worked with him. But he did not stay in Milan for very long. His father had died, so Leonardo had to return to Florence. He had to help his family because his brothers were fighting over the things that had belonged to their father. Working for the King of France. Francis I was the King of France at this time. Leonardo was at a meeting between Francis I and Pope Leo X. Francis I asked Leonardo to work for him. He wanted Leonardo to make a mechanical lion that could walk. For the first time, Leonardo left Italy and moved to France to work for the king. The king gave Leonardo the use of a large house not far from the king's palace. He lived and worked here for the last 3 years of his life. Francis I was a friend of Leonardo, so when Leonardo died at the age of 67 in 1519, the king was very sad.